All right, my friends, we are coming to you live playing Curse of Strahd. No, we're not playing Curse of Strahd tonight. We are actually going to have a discussion. So let me go ahead and unmute them, and we're going to play some music in the background. That's definitely key. But I also have to turn off the media player. That is currently on, right? Yeah. Okay, that music is way too happy. That's way too happy. Way too happy. Let's go with it. All right. So, yeah, if you're joining us tonight, we normally play Curse of Strahd on Wednesdays. We plan on doing that still in the near future. However, this current session of Curse of Strahd has come to an end because we have minimum players at the moment, and we are so close to the end that bringing in anybody else would be a hassle or an inconvenience, like a short respite of like you would get to play at the end of the game instead of like knowing how the journey got there. You know what I mean? So I honestly don't want to deal with bringing new players in. However, I am joined with Mitchie and Moomin from our Discord. Moomin plays Oria and Mitchie plays Alexander. If he was logged in, he would be able to see his profile, but he decided to go elsewhere. But go ahead and say hi, guys.
Greetings and salutations.
Oh! Also start.
I don't know if you should know this, but I think your stream's frozen.
No, it's your end. My monitor says otherwise. Try
Let
refresh.
me take a look. But go ahead and continue.
Yes, do want to make sure we're still doing that. So as you all know, December 12th at 12 p.m. to 12 a.m., we're going to be hosting our charity stream. Curse of Strahd Reboot was supposed to start as a session 0 for that game, but due to another player having to drop out by life issues, I'm assuming, we're going to go ahead and try to do the reboot a little sooner. So session 0 and possibly session 1 might be done before the charity event. Definitely going to get a session 0 in before. Wednesdays are going to be freed up for a little bit so I can do some work. I still have to get Robot's wedding planned out. You know how it is being a wedding planner. It's going to take some time to get that situated. But a lot of exciting news to share with you. I've just got the email of support that I've been looking for. Roll20 has decided to grant us 5 books of Burn Bright starter bundle. And if I'm not mistaken, it's like a Space Odyssey type campaign. Maybe think Space Jammer. It comes with a lot of material to get you started in that game. So we're going to give all of them away during our stream. So I'm debating on how to do all that. So I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of planning on throughout the week. So like I got plenty on my plate to do, guys. So bring up my Wednesdays to kind of like help plan for that might actually be useful. So I'm going to do that for at least until the holidays are over with. At least till Thanksgiving's over with. So we're not colliding with anybody who has a scheduled time. Like the new players that are going to join, I want to make sure I don't interrupt their Thanksgiving plans if they go see family or anything like that. So we're going to definitely replace all that with possibly more videos of me explaining how to roll 20 DM, or maybe even show you some other features you never thought about using, like Character Vault. Like, if those would be good videos to put out, I'll definitely do that. And what I will also do is download those videos from Twitch and then segment them for YouTube consumption. So, yeah, I got plans. I got ways to keep us busy and keep us D&D oriented on Wednesdays. But like I said, I don't have it all ironed out. We are looking for at least 2 to 3 more players for Curse of Strahd Reboot. So, let's see here. I gotta see when Thanksgiving is, right? So let's see. Like, off the top of my head, okay, so it looks like it would start in December. So like the first Wednesday in December might be the possible launch date for the reboot. So look forward to that. I will spend the next 2 weeks doing inf- informal type things like how to use Roll20, using Character Mancer. Next Wednesday, do you know what we'll do? We get our guide, Tasha's Cauldron to Everything, and we'll just go through Character Mancer and just see what all the new stuff we can do. And then also I'll do some informative stuff afterward. But yeah, we just wanted to get on here, let you guys know that this Curse of Strahd game was very well done. I think everybody performed, did great. Like, there was a lot of lagging in the Amber Temple, but, you know, eventually we got to the punchline. And I couldn't be happier for the end result.
I'm still mad about that.
I am
I,
as well, man.
I know. See, this is the thing. You don't do what Star says. This happens. Like,
Well, the thing is, we're not mad at you.
I know
We're
you're
just
not.
mad.
I'm just over here like, why doesn't anyone ever listen to me? Like, okay. Because I will not force you to go this way. I will not force you to do anything. Because that's the number one thing about D&D, my friend, is as a DM, you should never force your players to do what you want them to do. Like, that should never be your ideal going into the game. Don't get me wrong, there are times when you need to railroad them, and that's where you start going, all right, they've been sitting here for an hour doing diddly squat. What can I do to make them do something? Oh, a Tarrasque just pops out of nowhere and lands in your camp. Take care of it, guys. Have a good day. Like, that's...
Wait, it lands in our camp?
Yeah,
Oh
it
god,
lands...
I think we're already dead.
Probably. But no, it's like, I have the philosophy that I give my players a lot of free will, and I love having the players that know, like, they can make decisions. Like, they analyze, and they quickly make a decision. It may not always be the right decision, but they can make the decision to keep the game going. So those are definitely players I am always looking out for. So I have been very fortunate having those players here lately. And as far as Curse of Strahd goes, well, I think that was another thing we were going to talk about. Like, what's my perception on this module now that I had time to digest it properly? And I think the second run's going to be a lot more interesting. Like, I know what to expect, and I will know what I can manipulate and change to be more flavorful or more interesting. That way, those who know what happens in the module are like, okay, I know what these are. And be like, oh, wait, no, I don't know what these are. So it's going to be like that now that I got a grasp of Curse of Strahd. So every time we go through this module, that's a little bit more me learning everything we need to know as far as, the concept of everything. So I absolutely enjoyed having the players that I had, uh, especially those who came in late. Mitchie and Baywin, who were the last two who came in late. But Oria and Dravos were here from the beginning. And Dravos couldn't join us because I think he's still working on his internet issues. Hopefully he'll have that fixed before our charity stream. We look forward to seeing you again, buddy. But as
In
far
his
as
defense,
yes, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, like, in his defense, he did move to a new apartment, which
Oh yeah,
I had heard was pretty nice.
absolutely. I hope it works out for him. Like, and not to blow over that, but I'm hoping to also move soon to a new apartment. But I will let guys know if that interferes with anything. It shouldn't. Like, I have my own internet that I can drag and drop wherever I go, so that's not a big problem. But definitely have better internet opportunities where I am hoping to get. So keep you in the loop. But yeah, he got into a new place, and unfortunately, something about residential internet is not set up properly there or something. So hopefully, they can get that fixed or situated through one of the companies. But yeah, we look forward to having him back soon. Do you guys got any comments or statements you want to say about your experience? Like, maybe that's the question. What is your overall experience with this game? Like, how do you feel about it until the part where it ended like it did? But like, do you feel like the story was? Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Personally, I feel that the game, not that you didn't do good yourself. It's more of, it felt like it was just dragging on, especially in the Amber Temple.
I mean, there was a lot to explore.
Plus, then, Mitchie, I was going to mention why it felt like it dragged. In our defense, we did kind of had to grind through a ton of crap, and we died a lot. Well, okay, we didn't die a lot.
I died a lot.
You died a lot. Yeah, let's be clear where that went.
but I can understand what you mean. Like, it kind of dragged because it's so big, right?
Yeah, the Ember Temple definitely had 2 levels, but you guys didn't take my advice, so that's why it dragged.
Well, and the big thing I was going to mention is, like, it's not. You could help me clarify this, Mitchie, if this makes sense. But like, and we can all agree, Curse of Strahd's big. Like, it's big.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot to cover. Like, if Star was a little bit shaky on some things, at least he has a better grip on it and he could read more. Because, well, like, the place we're in right now, you didn't really know a lot of it, did you? In there.
No, you guys. Yeah, everything changed because we decided to do the refresh, like try to save you guys at the cost of Madame Ava. But yeah, this was definitely one of the places we did not decide to go originally. Wasn't in your cards, so to speak.
On top of that, like, that's the thing. It's like, let me put it this way, Mitchie. I don't think it dragged in the Amber Temple. I think it's just that we actually explored all of the Amber Temple, where there's some places we didn't really explore.
To be fair, and if I'm thinking about it correctly, the only places that you did not explore had nothing in them anyway. That's the ironic thing about it. Everywhere you went, there was something going on. But there was like a whole bunch of rooms in the bottom, in the basement level, that had nothing in them. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Like, that could have been a DM's playground for me. Like, I could have probably came up with something there. And I will keep that in note in case Amber Temple gets revisit it again, because technically you may not had to have come here at all. But this is where the Sun Sword was originally. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this, Mitchie, too. And if we're gonna continue on the lagging part thing, no, I kind of think we speedrun it because if you were here, like, I think we went to Van Richten's tower, and we didn't even do anything in Van Richten's tower. We just kind of got it thrown at us and was like, cool, we already got the benefits because we found
Well,
Van
yeah.
Richten.
That was more or less me giving
Or
you magic items without making you shop.
or another example, like one, okay, start. You don't have to tell us what we missed, but like how much of a percent did we explore? Like
In
this
the Amber
entire thing.
Temple?
Because I imagine there's
Or the
more
entire
places.
module? The entire
No, like,
module?
module.
Maybe 45? Like, let's be fair. Ravenloft is a good chunk, and you guys only gone to certain floors in certain areas. And there was still
And
a
on
lot
top of
to
that,
do there. Yeah.
And we didn't get away, but you caught us, and then we ended up in some spots. I think you did change it up a little bit.
That
I'm not sure
room.
though.
I will never forget that trap room. That was awesome.
But I will say, like, it's big. It's stupidly lit big. Like, this place is big. The town we're in is big. So it feels like it's lagging on. It's like, no, this might be a better thing to kind of like role play in heavily because it's big. So that means you can have a lot more fun.
I can't remember, but did I run you guys through Death House? I think I started to, but I'm not sure if I did.
No, like, you didn't. You only gave us the hint of the two children.
Why didn't you guys go that way? I can't remember.
Well, Mitchie wasn't there. I think what happened is that the only person that saw it was like Bran, but from what it sounded like, Bran was freaked out of children, freaked out of old ladies with pies. He was kind of a scared character.
I guess that's fair.
And then Dorian kind of was just like, he tried to engage, but he left too early.
Well, at
I
any
think the
rate.
person that did the Oh yeah, but I say this. I think the best person that did the most, like, event-wise besides us was Murdoch.
Don't remind me. 8 badgers later. Stars in the
Hey,
asylum.
those badgers made it fun.
Yeah,
Fun for
well,
us.
I'm still trying to get this concept in my head, DMs. Like, this is a thing that I'm not comfortable with, is whenever I'm forced to continue playing by myself for a half hour because the summoners decided to summon 8 creatures, and they all go behind each other because they rolled like shit for that turn order. And then it's like I have to do all the monsters, and then I have to do all their turns. And yeah, because the summoner doesn't get direct control. That's a creature that the DMs... Like, I probably could have said, here, you control him, but... No. There's a reason for it. And...
Or maybe
that,
it's...
Yeah.
I was gonna say...
It's
or maybe
more like...
it's just like one of those spirit of the mind.
Yeah, it's just that whenever summoners summon, I have to interpret their commands, and that's why they can't have full command. Because their command might not make sense in a moment, and then it's like, okay, that thing's not going to do anything because you commanded it to do this. Whereas if he had control over it, he just tells me what it does. It's like, no, that's not how that works. Because I think you give them an action, or you give them a command mentally on your turn, and then they have to perform it on their turn. So if there's like, that guy died, you were supposed to attack it, it's not there, well then what do I do? Self-defense at that point.
Run him into an elk of fire.
Charge was the command to remind you, and you were not specific
so
about
sad.
how far they were supposed to charge, so specifics, my friend. But at any rate,
So many burned elks.
that's a different game altogether, though.
It is.
But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and close the chapter on this Curse of Strahd. Like, I was gonna ask them if they wanted like a story ending or anything. Like, were you interested in like maybe summarizing what could have happened?
I would like that. I mean, just for my own self.
Maybe Okay, so maybe... Oh, go ahead. I'm Moomy. Let me know what you think first.
Me, I wouldn't mind that, but the truth is, like, I don't know, like, the big reason why I wouldn't want it is just because I want people to kind of find out what we didn't find out. Like,
Well,
I like to keep the secrets.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. It would not give away any of the secrets of anywhere. I'd keep it vague in that regard.
Well, if you like, it's up to you.
All right, here's what we'll do. Here's what I will do. I will interpret what we were doing originally, which was trying to get Esmeralda. So eventually, after a lot of hide, go seek, and finding out that she came back towards this place because she has a mission here, you guys finally pin her down, kill her, bring her back to life, either through Baywin or through some other means, and she finally returns to be on your side. So there you go. You got your ally that you needed, right? Perhaps you would have explored here and find out a little bit more, but I'm going to leave that part vague because this is definitely an interesting area that has some lore that I was ready to dump on you guys, but we never got to it because nobody had the line of... Okay, I'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that because yeah, I don't want to give it away. But anyway, you guys would have... I don't know, what was your next intention after that? Like, go to Ravenloft or...
Oh, I was gonna kill Dravos. That's my plan.
I think
I would have implored to go to Ravenloft.
Here's the thing. So the winery is on the way there. You go check it out. Maybe you have somebody stealthy go in. He's not there. Whatever he did, he's done. So that kind of like leaves you where else to go. Ravenloft, right? Maybe hit Falaki on the way back. Get some supplies, potions, some armor and weapon upgrades if you can get them. And then just head out.
I thought you said that Valaki was kind of burnt to the ground, and then Dravos just ruined it, so we couldn't really do anything.
Okay. I'm summarizing here. I'm not saying that's exactly what you did. It's just like you would definitely sift through the ashes if necessary. Like the entire town was not burnt to the ground, just certain locations, like the church and the manor. And there's a new Burgermeister, and she's loyal to Strahd. Lady Walkner is in charge now. So she's going to definitely institutionalize this place the way she sees fit. And maybe you gain favor with her, because I don't recall any negative interactions with her. And you did impress one of her boys.
True.
If nothing else, you could have probably encroached on her hospitality and asked for help, and she probably could have given you some. But after that, like, you would have to get to Ravenloft. The wedding's tomorrow. And then as you get to Ravenloft, you find out that the reception's already been interrupted, as there is already a fight going on as soon as you get there. You see zombie version of Bran and Dorian. And then you see Dravos and Murdoch holding the front line against Strahd. And then all of a sudden, you guys show up, and it's a three-way melee. And I think, at least that was my intention. And then I would have played that out however it would have went. Like, you guys probably could have manipulated the battle for the vampires to fight each other for a while and then try to take them out when they're the weakest. But the main thing was, the Sunblade was on Dravos. Like, if Dravos was going in there, and then you guys, you had an item that helped out a lot. You probably could have locked them down. That's probably what would have happened. Like, you would have to either lock down Strahd, or you would have to lock down Dravos. With the Ravenloft, the holy emblem that Baywin found.
I remember.
Of Ravenkind is what I remember. The holy symbol of Ravenkind, which would have given you an opportunity to lock one of them down. What was the other item? I can't remember. Sunblade.
We got the Sunblade.
It would have been the staff. Would have been the other item.
No, the staff that you ignored.
There is no staff. The book of Strahd is what you would have been after next, I think.
Oh no, I mentioned like the Guthard staff was actually an item that Murdoch got. That was
Yeah.
actually a Strahd item, I think. Just not a very
Oh,
powerful.
no. I'm talking about the Taraka deck reading.
Oh, yeah. Strahd's book.
Yeah, Strahd's book would have been the other one, and that would have been found in the basement. But then again, you would have came into that melee. So you probably wouldn't have been able to find that unless the fighting took you to flee. And then you guys explored the basement. Then we would have explored Ravenloft a little deeper, hopefully find the item in question, and then just try to use that stuff. So here's the even more vaguer part. Like, I'm not even going to tell you if you would have won. I'm not. I'm just telling you how you got there. And there would have been a 3-way melee, and it's up to you guys to decide. Would have Dravos had the winning victor here? Would Strahd been able to come out on top? Or would these adventurers from another realm be able to put both vampires to rest? And with that, close the chapter of Barovia once and for all. Woo! And then there's Irina, who is hypnotized, ready to walk down that aisle.
Well, really, and that's the big thing. It's like, there could have been a lot of things that could have gone. Like, for one, we could have died earlier, because even if, like, Star said that it was going to be a 3-way fight, it could have changed differently. Like, if he wanted to be evil, he could have been like, nah, Dravos was waiting to ambush you. Or Strahd.
Or both.
Or some
temporary truce. Temporary truce. It could be like, I know information, and I got something you want. Like, that could have been a thing too. But yeah,
from
that's
Dravos or Strahd?
Dravos talking to Strahd. Who said he had to give up? You know, like, maybe Dravos realized that, you know, Strahd's been here a while and I need to learn, but I can't learn if I don't give him something from it, because he knows he's like maybe a trade system. Because, you know, Strahd doesn't go out of his way just to kill people in the heat of the moment. Like, he toys with them first and sees if they have any worth. Or at least that's the impression that I hope you guys got.
Well, I will say, if they had a truce, we would have died. Like,
yeah.
You have to remember, we thought about this. Faye point out the math. It takes 4 level 10 characters with magical items to take down Strahd. So fighting a second vampire lord. Fighting 2 vampire lords with a bunch of vampires. The only way we could have won is if you let me get them in a box. Mitchie was a wizard and did wall of force, and then we melted them in the room.
Like that was gonna happen, though. Like, he could do a class change in the middle of a campaign. Gosh. Oh, that is a project I've been thinking about doing, though. Like, I've had some weird ideas, and I know better than to implement these weird ideas. But I had an idea where you start out as a character of your original race and class, right? And then I was kind of influenced by Final Fantasy XIII's paradigm shift. And I was like, what if you could kind of like do what Castle Dress does in a way? Like, she switches to the other side of wizard, but in this case, like, you pick a different class whenever you declare your paradigm shift, and then you just go to the character sheet for that instead. But yeah, that's broken. Shouldn't do that. Don't do that. It's a bad
would
idea.
Be broken, and it'd be overcomplicated. But I actually have a question for you, Star. And if you, Mitchie, you could jump on this too, because you helped me out. So, what was your opinion on what, you know, Dravos did with the vampire thing? Would you allow that to happen more likely again? Or, like, because Dravos is kind of like a very unique case where he just, you know.
Well, that's the thing. It's part of the story. It's part of the book. I would still do it. Like, if it's a module that's not mine, and it says PvP is possible, like, I definitely don't promote it. I don't promote it in my actual games, but it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. So yeah, if somebody went down the same path and took the same deal, I would still do the same thing. Yeah, I don't think I would do anything different. Like, if the thing is, though, if you go down that path, you're giving up this character. Like, that would be said straight out. Be like, look, I gotta take you aside and tell you something. You go down this path, and this character actually becomes a vampire lord. You lose control. Which means you have to drop a new character. However, you get to become a vampire lord. So, what do you want to do? So, like, I told that to Dravos, and he's like, do it. I'm like, all right, we'll do it.
Well, that's why I wanted Mitchie's opinion on that, because, like, he was the one that kind of caused a vampire lord. But, like, what was your response to that, Mitchie?
Ooh, hmm. My personal response on how I eventually just birthed a vampire lord, or
Sorry
the
about that,
whole
guys.
situation.
What's that?
Are you talking about the fact that I birthed a vampire lord, or the entirety of the situation where if you went down this line and became a vampire lord, you lose control?
Let's do the first and then give me your second opinion on that, since you kind of had that experience and it's rare to be like the cause of Dreyfus's vampirism.
Well, it actually felt. I feel like that session, where I was actually like, "Oh God, what have I done?" Is the best way to describe it,
Right.
because I had thought that, because this is myself making too many assumptions without enough information. So I was presented with a deal. You have to kill your best, the person that you love, which I get that the vampire would have been lying to me, but the person that you care about the most, in order to become the strength to face Strahd himself. And I took that as, oh boy, if Dravos also touched this, he might have accepted it. And Alexander's first instinct is, I have to defend my friends. And if Dravos decided to take this path, then he is not my friend.
But, and this is what I loved about your response to that, then, it's like, that kind of played into more what made Dravos into a vampire lord. And I think Star was like loving it, going like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, it will happen.
And it did happen. Because it turns out, oh wait, Mitchie, you're not wrong. But you didn't get the whole story.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Like, I don't think the deal was ever said fully to you. You only heard the rumors that Van Richten has heard. Like, you all took the initial scenario where Strahd threw his brother off the cliff, and that's how he became the vampire lord. Or, he killed him. I don't know if it was off the cliff or what.
Glitchy told us a lot, so that's kind of what I was saying. They were like, yeah.
Because I do not
just gave hints, but he didn't know.
I had pressed my hand against the amber.
You had pressed your hand there, and he just, if I recall this correctly, though, he never went over the deal because you never showed an interest in it.
Like, Dravos got the full dig of the deal, so like,
yeah,
because you kind of missed out because I did not give it.
Yeah, I did not give out all the conditions because your conversation was brief and short, and nothing about the conditions to turn into it. The other part is I sent Bravos the exact conditions because I wasn't going to say that on the air to you because that was metagaming at that point. So yeah, definitely going to do stuff like that again. Don't worry about it.
Well, and that's why I was saying there's like, you got to say, Mitchie, like, you can definitely tell people the story that, oh yeah, I killed someone and it turned out that was a bad decision. Oh, why? You just killed a player? No, they turned into a vampire and tried to kill everybody.
They turned into a vampire lord and tried to kill everybody.
But, okay, then, I have another question for you, Star, relating to that a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So, the reason I mentioned Dravos as a unique example is because you didn't just, it's not just that he turned into a vampire lord, it's also that he had a little bit of extra flavor to look for the shards of Tiamat, which you did mention was not part of the module.
No, it wasn't.
So that's why I was trying to check in on that, because he finished that and then immediately became a vampire.
Yep. Completely abandoned what he was after the first time. There you go.
Exactly.
You know what, Tiamat, you and I could have gotten along, but this cursed deal looks like a winner to me. I'm just going to go ahead and take it real quick. But, yeah. So, anybody who's just now joining us, I just want to let you know, our Curse of Strahd game has come to an end. Hate to see it happen, but, some campaigns have to come to an end eventually. Like our Friday campaign, which will end, how many more sessions do I think we can get out of this?
Are you wanting to do this, like, before Christmas, or before the 12th.
I'm thinking before the 12th because I would like to reset on Christmas. So it looks like we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more games in. Is that going to be enough to get through the Triad arc? Like, that's the one thing I want to try to do. So that's the thing we're going to try to do.
I was going to say, let's end it on the Triad arc. He earned it.
Oh, absolutely. Like, he's been one of my most patient players in that game. He's just been following along for so long, and now he's finally got his memories back, so it's time to do some twisted stuff. And I'm looking forward to it because I've had time to think about the situation and can't wait for you guys to go through that scenario. So, like, I know the scenario I want to happen. I'm still looking for a good map for it, though. So it's going to take me a while to find that. If I even find one, I might just have to sketch something out with a bunch of squiggly lines, like an Etch-a-Sketch.
So, Star, you did say that characters forget memories, correct? For Friday?
Yeah.
So I was thinking about it, and I really want to play out this Paladin storyline, and I was wondering, would it be possible if I vaulted that character and then brought it back down to level 1 for whenever the reboot happens?
Sure. Like, that's the beauty of it all.
Gone?
Like, yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things I'm going to allow to happen, is that just because you're high level now, I can't tell you the end game, but somehow you're going to get sucked back into the void. I'll just leave it like that. Which will give all the characters that have worked so hard, which kind of sucks, though, a chance to say, all right, I want to play him again. Well, do you really? And then, you can play that character again at level 1, or you could just make a new character. Some of these characters are actually going to get out of this alive and outside of it, but certain characters probably won't make it. We'll see. Like, I haven't got it fully planned, so I'm not giving you the details.
But I will tell you this, and let's go back to Curse of Strahd on this one, because this kind of relates with Curse of Strahd.
Mm-hmm.
So, Star, here's the big thing I want to mention with Curse of Strahd. So, with Friday, you tend to let people... You let people die on their own stupidity.
That's my trademark.
Would you say Strahd would be the same thing, or do you think Curse of Strahd's going out of its way to try to kill you?
I think you know the answer to that already. People die of their own stupidity. It's not just Mitchie. Not just Mitchie. You can't win it all. Granted, he is 75% of the deaths in this game. But Dravos did a dum-dum. He went upstairs by himself, and if it wasn't for Baywin going with them, we would never know what happened to him. And he opened up those boxes by himself, and he got jumped by all those vampires. Yeah, he wound up with all them vampire spawn marks, and yeah, he died. He just died.
Well, and the reason why I'm asking that is because, well, for when I first joined Curse of Strahd, I heard that Curse of Strahd was basically one of those games where it's like, sure, you could die for your stupidity, but it's like, it's hard. It's hard.
I have been merciful, probably, to the book. And I will tell you this much. You guys have been rolling super lucky on half of those encounters, because some of those encounters are straight up werewolves. And the only way you're going to do damage there is if you have a silvered weapon.
And that's why I was kind of sitting there, because, like, yeah, it's already hard. And we still were lucky with rolls, because we struggled pretty hard. And you were generous with, like, levels, but still.
No, I think I was right on whenever it was supposed to happen. Like, I was keeping track of when and where you were, and going off this little handy guide that said they should be about this level when they start doing this nonsense. I think you were under level for Amber Temple, though.
I think we were.
But
and that's how I was mentioning it. It's hard. Levels are important for Strahd because you have to follow a progression stage, you know?
Alright, I will say this.
Skyrim.
I will say this much. If you are in my Curse of Strahd game, guys, you need to go ahead and vault your characters, because I am deleting the module. Once I delete the module, all characters that were created will be no more. I'm going to reset the module on a different game, and then we will start this. I'm going to project December 2nd. That's the projected session 0. And then we will have session 1 after that, and then after that will be our 2-hour stream on that Saturday, for our charity stream. So that'll be the first 2-hour slot. By the way, just mentioning it again, December 12th, 12 p.m., 12 a.m., we're going to have our charity stream for St. Jude's. We're going to be playing D&D while all of our viewers are going to be offering advantages, disadvantages, boons, banes, and draws from the deck of many things with their donations. So donate to St. Jude's. Give these players the way to survive, because I think some of these modules that we got planned might need it. Not mentioning any names like Archie or anything, but you know, those guys might need help. Don't worry about the guys in Strahd, though. If they die, it's going to be their own fault. I actually, I kind of project that they should be, if I do it the way I want to do it, they should be getting to the end of Death House by this session, if it goes that way, but I know a couple of the characters, or a couple of the people who are going to be in that game, so I'm already expecting the whole, we're not going to get past the first door bit for maybe an hour. So, we'll see how that goes.
Hey! They were trained to do that. Anyway.
I mean, I don't mind padding, but I do like to get somewhere.
But I was gonna say, like, besides that, too, it's like there's gonna be a big variety of different games. Like, I know mine, I just wanted to have a good old-fashioned killing a bunch of enemies kind of game.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of these are going to be structured for fighting. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of need for those boons and banes and draws and all kinds of things to manipulate these games. You want to screw with these players, you're going to have to pay for it. You're going to give donations to St. Jude's and make sure these kids get a chance at life. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these kids, you know, they're just born into this world with disease or cancer, and all these treatments are expensive for families that can't afford it. St. Jude's the way for these kids to get the help they need and hopefully give them a chance to live a longer life, to live the life that everyone should at least deserve to get a chance at. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about it. Like, I want to see our campaign do well. I'm looking forward to it. I hope we can pull it off. Our minimum requirement is 1K, so if we do $1,000 in donations, then I think we did a good job. If we do more than that, then it's going to be a blessing that they deserve. On top of that, we will be giving away some interesting items. We have Burn Bright starter bundles from Roll20, as they are going to be kind of like giving us some options for giveaways. So we're going to do that as a giveaway on that day as well. So I will definitely be putting more material together now that I got more stuff to add to the list. You know what I mean? If you're not a part of our Discord community, you might want to do that. !Discord. We got a lot of Dungeons and Dragons going on besides just Curse of Strahd. What else? Let's see. Yeah, because the main thing I wanted to mention is our community DMs. Mitchie's being one, Bravos, Deadmeat, and RJ, and Cookie, who has some fun stuff planned. They're all going to be doing their own separate campaigns on different days of the week. So if you're not able to tune in for the main streams, these guys are going to play games when we're not streaming. And yeah, you can jump into these games. They won't be on stream or anything, but at least it'll be in our community where if you need help, like me coming in and tell you guys what's up, like if you need rules or something, like the DM doesn't know what he's talking about. No, don't call me for that. It's his game, it's his rule. But like if there's any situations where a problem arises socially outside of the game, we're here to help you guys. Like, our mods are here to take care of you, make sure everybody has a good time here, make sure everybody is feeling safe and comfortable, because that's our number one priority on this game. Having fun and making sure everybody's comfortable and safe. Like, that's the way you should be playing, right? I'm done rambling for an hour now, guys. Help me out.
Well, no, like, I'm just thinking of more questions. Like, I have one more question for Curse of Strahd.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Like, I want everybody to answer this one because I kind of want people to think about it. So, like, this is more important for you, Star, but with the next group, what do you hope, like, they do better than we did? Or at least, like, in a sense of exploring? Because, again, we speedrunned it a little bit.
I don't hold expectations. I don't plan on anything. Like, I don't I don't expect anything out of the players. Now, I don't mean that in a negative term, like, because players surprise me regardless. Like, everybody's got their own thinking process. And I've been playing with Cookie a lot lately, and I've been playing with Mitchie a lot lately, and if Bravos comes back, I think another person who was interested was Joshua. He started playing on Fridays, and just kind of like getting the vibe off those guys as they're role playing into the games that I'm in charge of. Like, I don't know how they're going to approach it. Like, they might go down the same path. One of them might turn evil. I don't know. It's a surprise. It's going to depend upon their role play. And do I hope they do anything different? No, yeah, but do I hope they do things better? No, like that's not even a problem. If they do better, that's on them. But then that comes to a definition. What is better in Curse of Strahd? There's really no way to measure that because the card deck
Well,
from the Taraka reading can put you in different directions. So you can't duplicate. I mean, you can replicate to an extent, but you can't duplicate the same results.
Well,
And
if it
not
helps,
doing dumb things and dying 4 times in
like I
the
said,
temple.
like I said, I know these players could probably do the same thing, and I'm not even mad. Like, I'm not even mad. If you do that to yourself, my reputation still stands that I am not going to be the one that kills you. You're going to be the one that kills you. I just want you to know that before you start pointing blame.
I
well,
wasn't pointing the blame at you. I was
I
pointing the
know you're
blame at
not.
me. I did
That
stupid.
yeah, I know. But
here's
go
here's
ahead,
the
man.
thing. I was just gonna say, like, the thing I'm hoping for the next group, and you could agree with this, Star, because this is the thing where I kind of am bummed out that we didn't get as much of an experience since we sped around it a little bit. But the interactions with all the characters, because there are so many, and some of them could be companions that have really deep lore. Some of them can just kill you and be like, "I'll bring you back," but you're not the same. There's a lot of characters that Star might have not even seen yet. And I would love to see people exploring that because I want to see whether or not you're going to find werewolves. And turned out they're Canadian werewolves. They're really nice and they apologize every time they bite you.
You know,
Oh, I'm sorry, Mom.
you say that, and I keep telling you, you need to quit putting these thoughts out there because you don't know how much you're right.
Wait, what? Oh no!
The Canadian part's not true though.
Okay, that's good. But you get the idea. It's like
but no,
that's my
okay,
that's my expectation.
yeah, there's definitely a route you missed with like that kind of people, so to speak. And there's definitely, yeah, a main NPC that you guys could have met, but none of the directions took you there. That's the thing, the Taraka cards won't take you in all of the directions. And to be honest, you don't want to go in all of the directions because that's crazy. There's just too much in this game to be throwing at people to be like, all right, we're going to be here for a whole year doing this, which, don't get me wrong, a year of Strahd, doable, okay? Doable. But if it's constantly the same dungeon day after day, and then you don't get anywhere, then it's like, or, you know, once you get done with that dungeon, you're like, man, I don't even know where to go from here, and there's several places to go. You're like, the options, having too many options. I think that's the one thing about open regions in a game. There are a lot of people who look at all the options and they get stun locked in what they want to do next. So
Well, if it helps you out, Star, it's like I'm not expecting like they'll explore everything. That's not what I'm trying to get at. It's more of even with like a different change of route, like where they're gonna go, where they're gonna get. Again, like just all the NPCs, all different items. My whole expectation is to see them explore it so that you can explore it more. We got to
I
explore
have
one part that
one.
we did.
All right, my one true goal for them is to explore Ravenloft more than you guys did. If they can manage
appreciate
that, then they will meet my expectation. Like
Hmm.
Ravenloft got scratched, but after meeting up with the girl, you guys dropped the ball hard.
Yeah,
Well, I
we
didn't
just
realize
kind of
that.
passed out.
Well, I didn't realize like if we got caught, Strahd would just, be there
mean-
and then we just walk out. That kind of felt weird. That was kind of like a mess session.
Yeah. Well. Oh, like at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
He gave you
Yeah.
TV. That was his TV. He turned it on for you, and you guys said the thing that's like, you know what? I'm out. You turned the channel, and he left.
Well, and not just that, but when we were captured and we just walked out of Ravenloft, it's like, that's a bummer.
Well,
You know?
it was a
if
bummer.
we'd stayed in Ravenloft, we would have died.
Yeah, it was a bummer. But yeah, he purposely let you guys go through his castle to evaluate what you would do. And he found
But
out you
I'm
found
not
his
gonna dwell
trap.
on it too
Good job.
Well, the big thing is I'm not going to dwell on it too much because, again, the other thing too that the other group will have an advantage on is that you had to kind of skim across the book. So, like, there are some things that maybe you didn't read before that might have changed events. That's the fun thing about it. Things
yeah.
that you read before, you'll read again, you'll realize, oh, with the last group, I did this wrong. Okay, let's give you the full awful experience. Remember
Oh,
how
don't
we
worry, I've done
mentioned
that.
there was one golem? There's 4 golems.
And they shoot you with rockets for 10
How do you
d10
even
damage.
roll rocket damage?
10 d10. And then
You
have to
don't,
roll.
you die. Your 4 reincarnations, Mitchie, all wasted by 4 golems.
Damn. But
So that's why I'm saying, like, I'm hoping they get to explore more because the more you know Star, the more they can enjoy it. Because now you could kind of like either flavor it or give them the true nightmare of Curse of Strahd.
All right. Well, there you go, my friend. That's the situation right now with Strahd here. Like, maybe I hope to represent Strahd more strongly. Like, I feel like he wasn't a big presence in this game because I don't know. I felt like the entire time it was a little dodgy of bringing him in too soon or too late. So maybe I'll find a better way to like introduce him to the characters.
well,
No,
Strahd is
I think
supposed to
you
be,
did
like-
go through Death House, and Strahd met you
No.
guys as soon as you came out, didn't he?
No, we never went
that
through
was the
Death
other
House at all.
That was
That
the
was
other
the other
group.
group.
That was the previous group before.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we kind of sped run it, Star. So our experience was kind of unique because we did run it really quick because you wanted to test.
We only
Curse of
sped
Strahd.
run 2 sessions, and then when we got to the Amber Temple, we went back into slow mode.
No,
Don't
no,
play
like-
that card. Don't play that card.
No, I'm not trying to make it sound bad. No, I'm saying, like, remember when we started playing Curse of Strahd, you did say you were trying to learn the books. So that's why we kind of sped
No,
run,
I did say
not
that.
because
No, we didn't
wanted to.
speed run. I can't speed read. If I could speed read, yeah, then we can speed run. But no, you guys were
Yes,
slowed
yeah.
down because I was reading. That's a problem. I am
That's
not a
not what I'm
speed reader.
trying to get at.
I know.
It's not
I,
a bad thing.
all right, but I'm just saying we did not speed run. Like whenever I said like let's do the D100 encounter rating thing, like to resolve things in an instant, that's whenever I
Well,
felt like we were trying to speed run. But then
if it
after we
helps
got to
me
the Amber
clarify-
Temple,
I
It
would
helps me
like to say
clarify a
that
little bit.
I feel like how you did Strahd was perfect. It's not how it was in Ravenloft is that Strahd is not like this overbearing character that's always watching you. It's more of subtle things that just irks in the night, if that makes sense.
I do.
And
Think of it as like in Call of Cthulhu, the supernatural isn't always it's more of subtle movements at first.
But if it also helps you out start, what I mean by speed run, I was meaning more in a sense of, well, like I said, it's not the matter you read faster. The difference now that you have is that you don't need to skim it. You can actually develop it more because you know it. So
No,
when I
well, they're
mentioned
not
by it
still
was
all
kind of
that
speed run, we had to skim it from the details
Okay.
because people were deciding things, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's fair. But one things I kind of like added because I don't see it in the book, but I know he existed. Is like I like the fact that he role played, like he role played in the game, like he role played as someone else other than himself. Lord of Vasily von Holtz.
That did
Is,
make me laugh so hard when we first like encountered him. It's like, oh, it's a pretty boy. Then you rolled his ability checks and like, oh my god.
Wait a
Why
minute.
is his name? Why is that name not matching Yeah, because I
Oh
copied the damn character sheet. I'm sorry, guys.
no, it's like I was sitting there going like, oh shit. Like I was sitting there going like he just made Baywin the paladin friends with him. It's like, oh my
Oh
god,
god, of
Strahd
what?
is strong.
Yeah. No,
Well,
that
vampire
was
lords are actually notoriously good at charming, but they really don't have much in the offense. Strahd, on the other hand, is supposed to have a really good offense, but he's supposed to lack in like magical abilities, if that makes sense.
what? No,
Whatever.
it doesn't make sense because he is full magic caster, buddy.
Let me tell
You
you
know
this,
that-
Mitchie.
Or
You know
Strahd's
that-
scary because Strahd
know
is literally the lord of the land.
You know that
or am I
Arcana
thinking
lit?
of the other?
Arcana lot? That Arcana lot is him times 10. Or him times 10
That
is that.
Arcana is
Or am I
terrifying.
thinking
Like
of there's a
You're
different
thinking of
storyline. that-
Rahadin.
Yeah, that was it. I was thinking of
Raw
Yeah,
Rahadin.
Raw
was
Dean is a-
terrifying.
He was like the rogue servant, you know?
Hmm.
Is he a rogue? We debated this. It's like I don't think he's a rogue because
He's stat
he is
built like
stealthy as hell, but he's a
he is
fighter.
he's stat built like a rogue.
He is a dex fighter.
He
Yeah,
is a
that's-
dex fighter. That makes sense. A
He's prob-
very terrifying dex fighter that
So-
could just hide in front of your eyes.
Yeah, let's be fair. Like, this was created back in first or second edition. At least some of these, and I think
2.5.
multi-classing was definitely a big thing to do back then. Because
Rahadin
if I-
was
if
added
I
in
rec-
3.5.
if I recall correctly, in the older editions, whenever you multi-class, you actually leveled in both classes, but you did it at half XP. So it's like, I'll take a multi-class and then I'll be able to level up into both of these at a certain pace, you know? Like, I think that
That
was the
makes sense.
draw of it. I think that was the draw of it. So that's why they kind of like consider these guys built the way they are. I don't feel like they were completely converted properly for 5th edition. However, it's still a stat block for a monster, which still works.
But I was
Definitely.
gonna say like the thing that made me laugh more is like Midgie, Strahd is scary, but there's a lot of scary things in Curse of Strahd. Like I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna give
denying
spoilers
that.
too much. I'm gonna say no, I know, but it's like Lichy, it's himself was scary.
Well, I know that by the fact that liches are fucking terrifying.
I know.
When
He
we-
just survived a nice Lich.
When we get ready to end, I will tell you the ending for Casimir. That'll be my going away present for Curse of Strahd.
Mhm.
Don't tell Mitchie, that's not fair.
No, I'll tell you. No, you get to hear it. Like, I
Well-
don't expect Casimir to be an influential character in the next game regardless. And if so, I'll change it in a heartbeat.
Alright.
But this will be my going away present when we're done talking. So just remind me at the end. But
Yeah,
do we
sure.
have any other comments about the Curse of Strahd game? Like, I know we did the same thing last week, guys, and I apologize, but we were hoping to have the game going again, but this is the end. Where we start taking tokens and hitting delete. Delete,
I just will say
delete.
my last thing I would say is like Curse of Strahd is definitely built for classes that are older. So with the newer classes that might be coming out soon, it might change the playing field. So I'm excited for what's going to happen then. Maybe it might get easier, or it might get even harder.
Maybe. That is true. The next Curse of Strahd reboot, we will have Tasha's Cauldron to everything. We do plan on banning a couple of things in the book. We're going to definitely go through it, which will be one of our things next week. Like, next week, Wednesday, I'm going to do, like, a video over my impressions on the book. I'll invite you guys to come along and comment with me as we go through it, if you want.
Ayo.
So, yeah, like, any of my players from any of the games, or anybody in the Discord community that's been on our open roleplay, you can come in, and we'll just jump into general chat, and I will, like, I'm going to be talking a lot, so don't interrupt me too much, but I don't mind you chiming in, adding to it, because that's what we need. Different perspective. And then we're going to just go down the list. We're going to look at the character mancers, see what all they implemented, see how it's implemented, because I do want to see how they're going to implement the legacy. I believe it's what it's called, where you can say what your character can actually be as far as, like, with your stats and shit like that, you know.
I
But
thought that was called Bloodline, historical bloodline.
No,
Or
it's
that.
called Lineage.
Oh,
or lineage. Yeah.
Although I want to play a gnome that is related to a bunch of Goliaths, so they're super strong.
We'll see how they
+3 to
implement
strength.
it. Like I said, see how it's implemented. We will see how it's implemented. If it's implemented in a way where that kind of shenanigans happens, like it's still my table. I'm not going to deal with it. Like there are certain things
I'm a
I am going to go through that book. I'm going to start axing. Like right now, Blade Singer can go eat an egg. Like I'm not dealing with that nonsense. Get that off my table. I
Oh,
don't want nothing to do with it.
Hey,
No.
Star, can I be
Eric,
a fire genasi, but my lineage is actually water genasis?
uh,
which makes you a steam genasi? Sure, why not?
No, that makes me
There
laugh
are
so hard because you
there are steam methods, so sure, why not?
But like, no, that's gonna be a fun thing, and Curse of Strahd's gonna benefit from that. So that's my final word. It's gonna be fun for them because they get a lot more options.
A lot more out. Definitely gonna make Strahd be like, where the hell did you learn that trick? You know. So
What
I
the
am.
heck is an artificer? That is like,
Where did you get that gun? Yeah, going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. We're going to reboot definitely after the 17th. We're going to review. That's the plan for next week. I should have. Excuse me. I should have both the physical copy and the Roll20 copy. We've already pre-ordered it. We'll be able to look at it as soon as they consider it the day of. It should be out. So, but that night at 7 p.m. I'm going to do it at 7. I want to go back to my 7 o'clock hour on Wednesday so I can be like Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. without being like, oh wait, we changed that, didn't we? That's the main reason I want to reboot, because I need to go back to my schedule, guys. But yeah, we're going to start back at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. We're going to do a couple of infomercials for the next 2 weeks. So, like, basically, I'm going to go through Tasha's Cauldron of Everything next week. We're also going to talk about how to use the Vault, or how to use the DM layers, or whatever you need to know about Roll20. That way I can help my community DMs. Definitely want to start inviting you guys to come to these streams, at least to ask me questions like, what on Roll20 do you not know how to do, or would like to know how to do better? And then maybe you guys know something that I could learn to do better. Like, I know there's a lot of API stuff out there that some of you don't know about. I will reflect on it a little bit if it helped you learn, but there are definitely better API videos, so I suggest you check those out. Remember, if you want API on your Roll20, though, you're going to have to be a pro user, I believe. You might be able to get away with the smaller account, I think, but I am definitely been a pro user for a while, so...
You're definitely have to be a pro user. When I was doing a lot of the stuff on my own, it doesn't give you the API option.
Yeah, like free accounts, no, you gotta be a paying customer. But I think there's like 2 tiers. There's like a half tier where they give you some of the stuff, and I think you might be able to get API with it, but I don't know. Here, let's see if we can find out, shall we?
But do you have anything else left, Mitchie, to say, or do you think Star is satisfied with that? Because I'm satisfied with what I just said.
I guess one of the more important things I feel like is that if Curse of Strahd does reboot,
Which it is.
obviously it is, but I feel like hopefully we get different cards, even if you have to manipulate it, because I don't feel like it probably wouldn't be too entertaining if we got the same cards again, if that makes sense.
I think the card that I'm really tired of seeing that keeps happening to us is the goddamn mist.
Yeah. My first initial roll made sure you guys had no allies and no knowledge of where you would find Strahd.
And then the second roll, it almost happened again. You literally said they go like, no, we're not doing this again.
Right. I gave you
Like,
guys
that made me
3 fucking readings, alright? You guys had more than enough faith put into this game.
I think that's fair.
Your faith is now done. See, this is what you get. You put too much faith into a game, and now this is it. But no, it's been a pleasure playing with you guys. Like, definitely would have loved to have kept Baywin around and Dravos, of course, but life happened. I'm sure we'll get Dravos back.
I just will say this though, definitely in this Curse of Strahd, definitely Baywin's the main character because he was like the best character around. And not him, King Murdoch was a good close second because my god, King Murdoch was just goofy.
King Murdoch got in a lot of people's problems with ease, especially when it came to wine.
Hey, he was the one that got the Vistani to like us.
The Vistani loved him. The were-ravens at the winery hated him.
10 tips how to make Strahd hate you.
Like, why did he
See more
bring that
inside.
barrel? Why? Just chug, dude, chug.
I thought you'd smuggle it. He's a smuggler, wasn't he?
I
Why
don't
did he
know.
break the contract?
I don't
Smuggle.
either. And I'm sitting there like, the ravens. You know what they were doing, right?
Yeah. Apparently, there's surveillance cameras.
Yeah, they had home security. I don't know what to tell you, but your deception's not gonna fucking work here, buddy.
But anyway, yeah, no, I think we're done on talking about Strahd then.
All right.
Other than Casimir's send-off.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, but
So
that's gonna be off the screen.
while there's fighting happening upstairs, we see Casimir travel into the catacombs of Strahd's domain. And he finds was it his sister?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he does the thing. Brings back an ancient being back to life. They escape Ravenloft. And depending upon who the victor would have been, we probably would have seen a dead Casimir 3 days later. And this female woman that he brought back to life going back to Ravenloft to seek the power that she wanted before.
Oh shit.
And that, my friend, is my gift to you because, yeah, there was going to be some twisted shit that happened if you helped Casimir and he got his sister back, and then for a while she was just going to feign that she doesn't want nothing to do with Strahd, and then if given the chance, she would, wouldn't bat an eye and do the same thing and try to go after Strahd again in her own way. In the, love pursuit interest. Or, trying to get power.
Oh god. This is like, Strahd, love me! I became what you wanted! No!
Shut
get
up,
out of here.
woman!
Alright, well, so yeah, guys, we've been doing a couple hours streams, or at least an hour or so on the streams for Curse of Strahd. Our next stream will be for Friday at 5 p.m. Central. Join us for our open roleplay, where we play D&D with these two guys, or gals and gals. To be fair, it is the internet. I don't know. And we played D&D.
Wonder if Mitchie makes a very convincing woman. Nah.
I know,
What?
right? Join us
Excuse
for
you.
your
Do I
excuse.
sound like a female?
Yes, you do. I wish you'd quit trying to fool the world like that.
I'm so proud of you.
You're welcome. Yeah, Friday, 5 p.m. Central. We are playing D&D with viewers and people on the forums, which after this game, I have to go turn on the active looking list. We'll warn you that Friday's game is reaching a pinnacle. The story complexity is a little high end at the moment, so like dropping in may be confusing, but you're more than welcome to join. We are rebooting this around the right before Christmas. I know that much. So right around Christmas time, Friday's getting rebooted as well. And we're going to start back over at level 1 and try to come up with a new scenario because I might be getting rid of Felix, which will be a bummer. Means you're going to have to walk everywhere. I just had an idea though. Okay, humor me this. They all start showing up at Dr. Genome's place.
Oh,
Oh no, I would love that.
No, boy.
Don't do it, Star. I'm
I'm
gonna
not
really
doing
love
that.
that.
I'm not doing that. That's not going to happen. But I was like, that would be funny. But no, that happens on Fridays, 5 p.m. We have a lot of fun. We invite you all to come do so. Exclamation mark Discord. Join our community. Exclamation mark RP. You can join that particular RP right now. Also, if you enjoy that one, there are restrictions because there's a lot of people playing. Turn orders have to be considered. But you're like, Star, I love this, but that was too restrictive. I want to play what I want to play. As long as it's in our source materials, and I haven't said I don't like this, you can play that on Sundays if you subscribe to our Twitch channel and then link your Discord to Twitch. Get the new sub, what is it called? Sub channels? Yeah, sub channels. And then you can find the pinned message to get into the sub only campaign. That happens 12 o'clock p.m. Central Time on Sundays. Mondays and Wednesdays, we're going back to 7 o'clock p.m. We have D&D on Monday, the Trails to the Pass of Elsperia. We turned in our bounties. We met back up with Ninny. We met a new soldier. And we're currently getting ready to go somewhere. They haven't really said, have they?
Not really. I'm kind of sitting there going like, okay, honestly, when I first joined in, I was kind of sitting there like, what am I gonna do? I just played a luchador gnome for the longest time. Now I gotta chill it back down. Oh, that was hard. But they never said it, so we're just learning the way of the wind.
Yeah. So we're just blowing 2 days so that she can get her first bath. And we're trying out a new little add-on class that I have. I call it an add-on class because it's not technically anything to do with your leveling up. You'll still be able to do everything your character should be able to do. This is just an added flavor that we're going to see if it plays out. And if it needs balancing, we're going to do some balancing. So she'll be my test subject and see if I'm just good at homebrewing or if I totally suck. We'll find out.
Who knows? I
Wednesday.
might die thinking that might be too powerful.
Yeah, you blow yourself up because the wind's just too much for you. But Wednesday until we do the reboot, we are going to be doing informational streams. I will put Stream Raiders back up for those, by the way, so that we have something to look at and do while we're here. But we're going to do like informational stuff, like if you need to know how to use Roll20 as a DM or as a player, if you need to know certain things about maps and manipulations or API if you plan on becoming a pro subscriber to Roll20, you can do that. Let's see, what else? Yeah, and the Vault. Absolutely. I need to teach you guys how to use the Vault so you can take your characters out of my game, put them in the Vault, and then whenever you want to insert them into somebody else's game, you can go spread the chaos and tell them chaotic calling did you. Or you know what I mean. Anyway, that's Wednesdays for a couple weeks, and then we're going to get back to Curse of Strahd with a new group. We want to get the interviews done maybe this week or next. And then we're going to play more D&D on Wednesdays, guys, at 7 p.m. We're going to go back to our original schedule. Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays are my days off, but I started a new channel. I got a gaming channel I got right now. I could use your help. I really could. Like, if you can go over to We Rise as One, and one is spelled with the number instead of the word. We Rise as One. We are going to do all of our gaming variety streams over there. That way, it's not mixing up with the analytics, because not everybody's into gaming here in D&D, which is fine. But I wanted to like try a different platform for a little bit and see how that goes. So that'll be on my off time and maybe even times before a game starts. Who knows? But definitely playing around with that. Can use your help. Leave me a follow. Come by, visit, keep me from being lonely. I would definitely appreciate it. But that's over at We Rise as One. And yeah, we're going to start streaming video game play over there or anything else variety related that's not D&D. But yep, Chaotic Calling is definitely our D&D home. Join us. Become one of us. Exclamation mark Discord. I'm out of stuff to say now, I think. Say goodnight.
Good night.
And yeah, I guess I'll find somebody to raid. I wonder, wait, is Drake and Memoria raidable right now or no?
No, they're not online.
Oh, well, sorry about that, Mega. We'll catch them next week, alright? Or I don't even know how long my streams are going to last next week, but we'll see. Remember, we rise as one, and we will go raid somebody. Stay tuned, my friends.